Hey guys, it's Jackie the Math Guru. Please subscribe to my channel. So today we're going to be working on solving multi-step equations. So these are the steps that we're going to be following. Step 1 is we're going to draw the line across the equal sign. Step 2, collect like terms on each side of the line from step 1. So from the line that we created, we're going to collect like terms on either side if it's possible. Now for the multi-step, sometimes one of the steps we're going to have to skip. Step 3, if we have the letter on both sides, we have to move the smallest one to the other side so we can keep it just on one side. Once we do that, then that's when we go to step 4, where we're going to identify what side the letter is. The letter could be on either side, either right or left, it doesn't matter. Step number 5, we're going to move the number without the letter from step 4, from what side that we identify the letter to be at, either right or left. We're going to move it to the other side, the one that doesn't have the letter first. And lastly will be to move the number next to the letter. So we're going to do 2 examples today. We're going to work on example number 1, which is right here. Solve for x. We have 12 equals -6. Then inside the parentheses we have x plus 4. So the first thing that we're going to be doing from our steps is we're going to draw the line across the equal sign. By that, it just means draw it straight down. Then step 2, collect like terms. So right here on the right hand side of this line, we have to distribute this -6 to everything we have inside of the parentheses. By distributing, we mean we want to multiply it out. So we're going to multiply that, and we're also going to be multiplying that. So remember that you have to multiply to everything inside the parentheses, not just the first thing. -6 times x, just put them together whenever you have a number and a letter. We're going to put them together to get -6x. -6 times 4, a negative times a positive will be a negative, and then 6 times 4 gives us 24. On the other side, we're just going to drop it down. The 12 we didn't touch it, so just bring it down. This part, we don't have letters on both sides, so we can skip to the other step, which it says identify what side the letter is. So is the letter on the right or the left side of this line that we created? In this case, it's on the right side. So just do a little note to remember that it's on the right side. Then we have to move the number without the letter from the right side. So right here, we want to move both the -6 and the -24. In this case, the one without the letter is the -24. In order for us to move it to the other side, we're going to do the opposite. Opposite of a negative will be a positive. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do it on the other to have them both equal to each other. -24 and +24 are going to cancel out. The -6x, just bring it down. -6x equals, what is 12 plus 24? 12 plus 24 will give us 36. Last step is going to move the number next to the letter to the other side. So we have -6x. Whenever you have a number like this next to the letter, this means multiplication. Opposite of multiplication will be division. So we're going to be dividing. Both sides by not only the 6, but also the negative. Whenever we multiply or divide, we want to keep the number as is. You want to take it all to the other side. These are going to cancel, and we get x equals 36 divided by -6, a positive divided by a negative is going to be a negative, and then 36 divided by 6 will be 6. So x equals -6 for example number 1. Example number 2 is a little bit longer just because we have letters on both sides of the equal sign. So again, we're going to be following the same steps. It's just going to take us a little bit longer, but we'll get there. We also want to solve for x in this one. First thing, draw the line. Second thing that it says, we have to collect like terms on each side. So you can work on the right or the left. It doesn't really matter where you want to start, but you can't combine, like for instance, this 9x with this x over here because they're not on the same side of the line. So we have to work on each side individually. I'm first going to start with the left side. I always like to start from left to right. Doesn't matter where I want to start. So first thing that we're going to do is parentheses, multiply these out. 10x means 10 times x, which is 10x. 10 times 3 will be 30. Everything else, I'm just going to drop it down. We haven't touched nothing. We can still collect like terms right here because we have the 10x right here and the 9x over here. So these together, they're gonna form what's 10 plus 9, that will be 19x. We could also collect the 30 and the 4. Both of this, we can collect them because they don't have a letter. So we can put these together. 30 plus 4 will give us 34. Plus 34. Now we got 19x plus 34 on the left-hand side. It's gonna equal what? So now we can't collect nothing right here because one has a letter, the other one doesn't. So we're gonna move on to the right-hand side. Can we collect anything on the right-hand side? Well, we have the -5 and the +3. Both of them are whole numbers. They don't have a letter. So we're gonna put them together. If we owe $5 and we have 3, we're still gonna owe 2. That means it's a -2. I'm just gonna drop it all the way down here because I wanted to have it in the same line as this one. So the x, since we don't have another one on this side to combine it with, I'm just gonna drop it down. So this is our new equation right here. 19x plus 34 equals x minus 2. So if we go back to our steps, it says we have to move the letter. If we have the letter on both sides, we move the smallest one to the other side. So we have a 19x right here, and we also have an x. Whenever you have an x by itself, we have an invisible 1. So between the 19 and the 1, the smallest one will be the 1. That means that this one has to be moved to the other side. Since it's a positive, we're going to do the opposite, which is a negative. Make sure you put it right underneath where we have the x. I don't want you to put this one right underneath the 34 because those are not allowed. On the right-hand side, the -1x and the 1x are going to cancel out. On this side, we got 19 minus 1. 19 minus 1 gives us 18x. Everything else, we're going to drop it down. Plus 34 equals -2. Moving on to the next step. Now we are in step 4, identifying what side is our letter. So this is our new equation. Forget everything that we have up here. What side is our letter from this line? Is it going to be on the right side or on the left side? In this case, we have the letter on the left-hand side. So the first number from the left-hand side that we want to move is without the letter. The one that doesn't have a letter between the 18x and the 34, the one without the letter, will be the 34. It's a positive 34, so we're going to do the opposite, which is a negative. So whatever you do on one side of the line, we want to do it on the other side of the line to keep them equal. 34 and -34, going to cancel out. We bring down the 18x. 18x equals -2 and -34. Since we have both of them as negative, what's going to happen? We're going to add them, keep them as a negative. So 34 plus 2 gives us 36. Sorry, it has to be a negative. -36. Again, forget everything that we have from this line up. This is our new equation right here. 18x equals -36. Last step, you just have one more step, get rid of that 18. Whenever you have a number next to the letter, that means multiplication. Opposite of multiplication will be division, so we're going to divide both sides. You can put the 2 little dots right there to represent division. We're dividing the both sides by what number? The number that's on the left side, right next to the letter, which in this case is a 18. 18 divided by 18 will be 1. 1 times x is just x, so we're going to say it cancels out, and it just leaves that x by itself. Equals, what's a negative divided by a positive? Negative divided by a positive will be a negative. 36 divided by 18 will be 2. So the answer, x equals -2. Thank you.